All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's February 25th, 2026. Oh, man, I almost said 5. 2026, February 5th. And this is We Grow Wednesday, 1 o'clock Central Time. We're going to play a little bit of an intro to get some time to help us hit the like button and share it out. So if you could help us out with that, we'll be right back in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's grow. Let's learn something. Let's find out something interesting today.
Scrolling through the noise, stories hitting hard, cutting through the void. Big Ugg pulling strings, poison in the feed. What they're selling us ain't what we need. Posting articles, lighting up the screen, common struggle shared, know what I mean. Time to wake 'em now, see the hidden game. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, we grow. Yeah, we grow. Every soul gotta eat, fuel the fire inside. But the cause of twisting truth, trying to hide. Processed lies on shelves, stealing our health away. New tech coming fast, showing us a better way. Community talking, sharing what we find. Self-sustainable minds, leaving change behind. Digging in the dirt or digging for the truth. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, we grow. Yeah, we grow. No more blind, no more fed their lies. Hands in the soil, fire in our eyes. From seed to strength, we're taking control. Empower the body, empower the soul. Wednesday rolls again, gather round the feet. Health and wellness news, planting every seed. Growing food ourselves, growing who we are. Better versions rise, shooting for the stars. Big Food's empire cracks. We won't bound time. We grow Wednesday. Hey, hey, stop it on Wednesday. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday.
And we are back. Oh man, my eye is watering. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. I am Waylon the Indoor Farmer, and this is the First Light Warrior Tala. And I never know whether to like throw your whole name out there. You're trying to keep it to the First Light Warrior. You know what I mean? So it's up to you, really. I put my first name into my sort of persona because it's kind of unique. But then I find, like, now that I'm on Facebook and I'm all over the internet, I find like I don't know, 2-3 dozen Waylons now that I know. It's like crazy. You're muted, by the way. Um, it's Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, guys. Getting really nice out. You know, the birds are chirping. My puppy is driving me insane. You know, it's funny because they say, you know, the female goes into heat, but really they're both in heat right now. Like it's like they, you know, the puppy is just keeping me awake now and just nonstop all night. This searing high pitch, you know, whine and cry because he just wants to get in there. You know, like, all right, sorry, bud, not happening. She's You're muted still. Can you hear me?
Whoops. So that was funny because usually it's only my voice that will set off my phone, but you said searing, and my phone thought you said Siri.
Oh, well, now it will for sure. Uh, Like, is it? Did it pick it up? Actually, you know what? It's funny. I got a new this since I got this iPhone. I don't know, a while back. I never turned Siri on, so I don't use her.
I use it a lot.
Although
Yeah.
I can use the Grok on my phone, but it doesn't do things that Siri could do. Like, hey, you know, open up this app, or you know, do this thing. Find me this restaurant or whatever. And like, it's interesting, like how they probably have access to the similar information, but they can't do the same things. Anyway, that's another
Yeah.
conversation. But I wanted to get into today. There's some different things going on in the news with well, let's just get into it. Previous President Obama uh, said something about aliens being real. I didn't actually see the real uh, statement, but then President Trump was asked about it, and he said something to the effect of those were classified information that he leaked, and he shouldn't have done that. But I can't tell you. I don't know about the aliens. Basically, he said. I mean, I did hear what he said, and I don't bring this up to ask everyone, hey, do you think they're real? Hey, do you think they're out there? Hey, where do you think they're at? That's not what this segment is for. I I thought about it and I was like, what is what is the damage that's occurring here? We've talked about a lot about physical issues with chemicals and all this stuff that the pesticides and everything. But we don't talk a lot about and we've also talked about social media and bullying and stuff like that. But we haven't actually really addressed how this jerking of our chain, if you will, on a national level or world level, where they'll just
Yeah.
drop this information, you know, and uh, we're just supposed to be like, okay, what's the news tomorrow like, you know, you know what I mean? I think it's making a lot of people just go nuts because they think, well, if that's the case, and I put Epstein in the title as well because aliens, Epstein, like, oh, is one a distraction of the other, you know, this and that, and like, I mean, there are dozens of major crazy like conspiracies that if they were to just suddenly come out one day and be like, yeah, this is true, it just seems like it would be a almost cataclysmic event, like just people would be rioting in the streets and but it didn't happen. Isn't that what we kind of thought collectively for, I don't know,
I think because people were like, yeah, okay, I knew that. Now you admitted to it. So
right.
next.
Is that how they do it? You think they slow walk some information like through maybe the dark web, through the internet, through bots, whatever? They slow walk enough information like Kennedy, like remember the Kennedy, like we all knew that already, right? We're like, well, okay, you know, you told us something we already knew. Instead of
Yeah.
being outraged about it all of a sudden, like there's something to that. It's a like a minute psychological way they do that, and it's
Sure.
been
Because I mean, I already knew. Uh, I would hope that by 2026 people know this. I've just known for a couple of decades, but people are starting to become more aware that they are required to release certain information. They're required to tell the American public things,
More
but
pressure,
it
you
does
think?
not
Okay.
specify how. And so the
Okay. Hmm. That's a good point.
entertainment industry has been utilized for that. And take it for what it's worth, but the backstory about ID4 is pretty deep. And I was one of the people who actually went to see Independence Day in the theater on July 3 to 4
Shit.
midnight showing,
Pardon
so that
me.
we were crossing over on the dates that it was, in the
Really?
movie.
I didn't
It was
even
a lot of
know. I
fun.
didn't even think about that being in the movies at that time. I just
Yeah.
remember
And at
seeing.
the time, I worked in the Wells Fargo Tower downtown LA, one of the buildings that they showed getting blown up. I was
Wow.
like, "No work Monday, woohoo!"
I mean, that is a little
Oh,
on the nose, right? You're right there.
yeah,
And
Bunker Hill. So the thing about it is this, and like I said, take it with a grain of salt if you want, but the makers of that film were approached and they were asked to leave certain things out of that film. And if
hmm.
they did, the offer was, "We'll pay for it all." The high end,
Oh,
whatever special effects the industry has, whatever you want, it's covered. And the filmmaker said, "Nope, I'm not leaving it out."
where do you think this rumor came from?
I knew this 2 decades ago, okay?
Well, I didn't say when. I said
I know,
where.
I
Okay, all
know.
right. Well, you are
Can't
a lot. We'll say a lot closer to it than I am. With
say.
like physically and like just uh, it's interesting though.
It
I mean,
wasn't
I
something
highly agree. I don't see a like a
it wasn't something that I heard on social media. I'll just say it that way.
right. I believe that it was like from maybe a source, but I don't think that it's far fetched. Is I guess the best way to put that. It seems
What is the
plausible.
uh oh god, I'm going to try to think of the name of the film. There's a number of films that have been, like illustrative of military operations. Airplane. Uh, it
Airplane.
was about shipping drugs. What the heck is the
Oh,
movie?
there's a movie
I'm
called
gonna
Airplane.
No, not that one. Although I think that
Surely.
one's pretty realistic,
Yes, but don't call me Shirley.
right?
Sheena, hello. Kayla, hello. Hello, everybody.
The line of them slapping that woman. But they were shipping drugs, and it involved military, and that was revealing a lot. And it was factual. Now that one they actually admitted, yeah, that happened. So that was when people started waking up and realizing they're using the movie industry to tell us stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very much on board with the idea that we were being told things in Independence Day and in Signs, both of those movies.
Probably many more,
Signs
right? But
particularly was
those are the
quite
ones that,
creepy.
right. I don't remember Signs.
Um, M. Night
Like a
Shyamalan,
horror with aliens, or
master of suspense. M. Night
look it
Shyamalan,
up.
a student of Alfred Hitchcock. He does cameos just like Alfred did. Yeah. So, Signs was my brain today. Mad Max, that guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mel Gibson. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I
And
started to
this
say
is,
Aussie. I don't know.
it's funny. What sticks in my head more is the spoof of this, which I can't remember the name of, but they had the alien that's like peeing out of his finger. I don't know if you saw the spoof,
I
but it
don't
was
think I
like
saw
it was
that.
spoofing this and a bunch of alien like type movies together. It was one of those like not another teen movie, but that's more like high school
Scream.
dramas.
Yeah.
It was like that, but man, I can't remember the name of it. Somebody in the chat will get it.
Um,
But it's it just had a bunch of funny scenes that was like part of it was about this, and at some point in the movie, there's no reason for me to tell you all this, but at some point in the movie, the one guy's like getting like comfortable talking to one of the aliens, and at some point it cuts away and cuts back, and the alien's just casually putting his finger in the guy's mouth, and the guy's like, okay, I don't know. I mean, you just check. Okay, well, I'll go with it. But then later on, they find out that the aliens pee out of their finger. Anyway, it was just
Oh,
just a whole thing. Like the only
so
takeaway I can bring out of that. But yeah, this is the movie. Let me share the screen.
Signs is creepy because Shyamalan is a master of what he doesn't show you. Yeah. A lot of it is you didn't see anything, but you think you saw something. And then when they finally do show the aliens, it's quick clips, and you're like, "What the?" Yeah.
What did I just see? Yeah, so there's like alien horror almost. It's like
Oh
a
yeah,
horror version of.
it's suspense. You know what I mean? Like it's not a gore film. It's not that. The suspense is masterful. Shyamalan is amazing.
So I had a screenwriter on last night, Rumble Premium exclusive. If you guys have Premium, you can check it out. But otherwise, I'm going to replay it on Tuesday's show, like I did yesterday. I played an interview I did the week before on Rumble Premium. Anyway, it's a long thing, but I have to do some Rumble Premium time, so I thought it'd be kind of a cool way to do that. The screenwriter was talking about how horror was his main genre, and like it's hard for him to get out of that genre, and he's trying to do other things. And I said, well, you can kind of combine horror with a lot of things: horror comedy, horror action, horror, thriller. And then today we're talking about this, science, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's alien horror movie basically. Um,
Yeah.
oh wait, I don't want events. I want the.
I just like that, he didn't go the. I had to change my sitting height because I
I
forgot
see
to get
that.
my little pad.
Oh,
I have like a balance pad because I'm sitting on my plyometric jump box, so it's kind of a hard surface.
well,
Um,
give yourself something there. Sheesh,
I know, right?
padding there.
The thing is, like, he, I still think that he's in that category of having shown us things that we're not supposed to know. You
Who's
know,
that?
Shyamalan's film.
Oh, right, right.
Sign.
Hmm. Well, so let's. I mean, to wrap that segment up, and we'll get to the not signs, but the list. Uh, I just wanted to like point out the health side of this is that there's a lot of people that are intrigued by aliens, like, oh, it's kind of a mystery, and I'm interested in it and stuff. But then there's this existential thing, like you said, where if they were to say, uh, or something were to happen, like in Independence Day, and you're at the building that so like the stress. I mean, you said, oh no, you made a joke, but like it could really cause people. I wrote in the description, I was like, is stress the only issue that we think it would be the downside to this, or is it that people start to lose I guess lose hope, and then lose inhibitions, and then you like if you think there's been a few movies where it's like the end of the world's coming, this big asteroid's coming, and people will just be like, all right, I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want to do now. You know what I mean? And so,
Remember, remember Hail Bop? You remember that comet?
that sounds
It
familiar,
was
but
Hail Bop was a comet that we were able to see quite visibly with the naked eye for quite a while. That was when I was working Renaissance Fair, so it would have been. I started in 94, 95, so it would have been maybe about 96, 97, thereabouts. There was a cult that committed suicide. They believed
wow,
it was a sign that the end is coming.
we're all
Yeah.
going. We're going, you guys. We're going.
Well, on that
It's
point,
time.
like, look around, as far as people losing hope and how they behave, look around. I don't know how it is where you are, but here, I don't care if you got the right of way, you better look both ways in an intersection.
all the
Because
time.
people
Like,
are running red lights, running stop
right.
signs. They don't care, and it's been that way for a few years. Well, why? Like COVID, lawlessness, protests. Now they just don't care anymore.
Hmm.
Personally, I do, but I gotta be out there on the road with the people who don't. So yes,
That is a problem. Well, I mean, and that's why people shouldn't be so like there it isn't there's nuance to this. It's not so black or white whether you I hate all criminals, I hate everyone who steps out of the line, or I feel for all of them. They all must have gotten thrown in unjustly, right? There's a middle ground there.
yeah,
That way that we have to find. You can't just be like, well, let me just be cool with all of them because I did some wrong things in my past, right? Okay, but no, like if you think something that you have ever done was okay, uh, I'm saying that weird. If you've ever had a conscious moment where you've like you told yourself, "Hey, that was wrong. I did something wrong," right? That's literally what society has to do, like on a
yeah,
larger scale, right? We have to do that if you want to have some kind of coherent non-lawlessness. And I think a lot of people just demonize police or the other way around. Oh, I love every cop
yeah,
or whatever. And it's like there's such a middle ground. Like people are people. It's like I heard a really good example of this, and this might ruffle some feathers out there. Um, but with the whole ICE thing, um, they talked about like this one guy, this one agent shot this one guy. You don't throw away like if one doctor has one bad surgery, we don't like fire all doctors. You know what I mean? Like we
yeah.
don't say, get rid of the medical industry, like get rid of it. Like I mean, some people might say that, but you get my drift. Like there's
Some do,
like,
yeah.
but with anything, that's just my example. Like if you know, one I guess taxi driver hits somebody in a car, it's like get rid of taxis. It's a bad thing. Like that's what people are acting like with that. And I mean, obviously there's more multiple incidences, but that's the same thing with all other professions. Anyway, we're
Yeah,
getting off topic a little bit, but it's connected, I guess. The stress of all
I
this
agree.
stuff happening. Go ahead.
I agree though. I mean, that it's affecting people's mental states. So it is relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my angle of this. Like, I'm not here to give you my, and I'm not, I don't shy away from my opinion either. But my point is not to give the opinion of these specific incidences, but more of a broader scale of like, hey, the world is not like the sky is not falling. It might be very chaotic right now, but that's normal for the world. Like, it's pretty unusual for us to have this sort of soft little bubble of a living condition,
Why would anybody think that, like if there's aliens out there, let's just assume there are, all of a sudden something's going to change and they're going to blow up the planet? Have they not had opportunity?
Right. The aliens just came here to become part of Hollywood. Like they just want to be. They all want to be
I mean,
actors.
it's just the idea that, like, what do you think is going to change all of a sudden now? What are you worried about? I'm
Yeah,
hunting
they've probably been here for a while. Hmm.
hunting for my uh, very important heart med.
I'm hunting for which story that we ended on. I think we read about the simple idea from this kid in 2024 that was a soap that helps to treat cancer or something like that. We read it on create a soap that could treat skin cancer. Yeah, we read about that. I
Oh yeah,
remember.
we did that one. Yeah.
I do not remember about evaluation for the people.com. M&M doesn't even say what this is. I hope this
Might
isn't
be an
just
ad.
an ad. Yeah, I don't normally like save ads. Yeah, it goes to Morgan and Morgan.
Yeah, that's an ad. Financiers.
M&M. What should we call ourselves? M&M
I
sounds
worked
great.
for Morgan Stanley Dean Witter one time through a temp agency, so it's got to be the same Morgans because there's Morgan Stanley, there's Dean Witter, there's Morgan and Morgan. Yeah,
I see a few new friends popping in on
Sally
the
Weed. Yeah, it says let's make today amazing.
Larry. Let me put you on the wheel.
I've got all kinds of cool cups.
Well, yeah,
I got
let's
some with
let's do that.
cats.
let's make today amazing. Why not?
One of my
Uh,
favorites.
let's see. Okay, I know we didn't talk about this from Tech Viral. After witnessing his, okay, I'll just read the smaller. After seeing his son bullied online, a father built a safe Minecraft server now home to 17,000 autistic children, giving them a place to play, connect, and feel accepted. I've actually, for a while, thought that my son wouldn't be able to play a game like that because, and now I guess it depends on what they're talking about, because with this game, it can be very complicated on the computer, or on the like systems and stuff, it can be much less. But
Right.
this sounds really cool. I don't know if it's even real. Never can always say that about every freaking article nowadays, huh? Um, it kind of goes with our earlier conversation though, where this is a good, so this is a cool solution. Although it also isolates, you know, it isolates them. You could say they have each other, but what like is this? Is that
So, like, exclusive socialization would do that, yeah. If it's intended to be exclusive.
I can't imagine what that's like. I mean, I guess the kids, like there's probably a hierarchy, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but it is a little bit where
No, you're right.
the kids
You're
with the
right.
higher functioning,
Yeah.
they're going to be the hierarchy, and they're going to, you know,
I'm on the spectrum, and I will tell you that I don't get along with all other people who are autistic. It,
mm-hmm,
sometimes we irritate each other
mm,
because
well,
we
different
have
quirks, yeah.
certain things that have to be a certain way, and if we're both like that, yeah,
It says
yeah.
from January 10th. I would like to know if it's still a thing. Autistic people can be very artistically inclined. I don't know. I'd like to see it as well. It'd be interesting to look at. In fact, let me look that up real quick here. See if
Mm.
we could find a video of it or something like that. I don't know if I say it like any way I type it, it's going to sound like I'm just trying to insult some server, right? Let's see, server. Okay, let's say Minecraft server built for only children. We'll say, I don't know if it's just children, but with autism.
I really need to go get my glasses adjusted. They are bugging me today.
Are they like
I
pinching you?
think I mushed them. So, like, I have one guy who knows how to adjust them right for my face and get them correct, and I gotta drive to Rialto, so it's like, but I need to do it.
So it says created in 2013. It's called Ottcraft.
Huh.
Ottcraft.
Okay.
Server was designed as a safe, judgment-free space. Well, most servers say that to begin with. I'm interested in how it's doing now. After he witnessed his autistic son, Ottcraft operated as a private, whitelisted server, meaning players must apply and be approved by moderators before joining. Yeah, I knew that. Ensuring a controlled and supportive environment.
Hmm.
Strict rules, two main game modes: survival, creative, community-driven safety, custom events and mini games, sensory-friendly, support for family. So I wonder what that means. Support for family. Like they allowed your like dad to come on with you or something. Servers accessible.
Probably some type of social support for people who are family and friends of those who are on the spectrum. Yeah. Um,
Hmm,
uh, educational tools,
interesting.
that kind of thing. It makes sense, to like. It doesn't mean that they have to only be on that server. I mean, I sure wouldn't. But it
Right,
gives them, like, if you need a
right.
break from it, you know what I mean?
Touche,
Because there's
touche. It's a good point.
it's just like, if I gotta walk away from the drama on X and put my phone down, maybe I wanna open another app, and so maybe some people who are having more difficulty regulating their nervous system, they still wanna be online, they can go someplace that's managed better because like X is definitely not spectrum friendly in that regard. I mean, it's run by somebody who's on the spectrum, but it's a shark tank.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Rose says I have some skin cancer now that I have to have removed.
Mm.
Uh, two of them. Wonder if that
Oh.
the soap from that kid would help you. Talked about it before, I
Oh, that
think,
might be
last
why
week.
I was reading that. That's probably why she mentioned it. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Anyway, that's cool. We don't have to spend a lot of time, but like it's just like a good alternative for, like, imagine a. I mean, I guess they have social media sites for everybody. I wonder. I'm guessing they probably do have social media sites for special needs.
Yeah.
I would expect. I would assume. Um,
It makes
and they
sense
have
because
dating
not
sites.
everybody's, not everybody's on the same functioning level. So, for some, like that are profoundly autistic, they're actually locked in, which is what we used to think autism was. Only that. We know better now. But those who are locked in, I remember, I wish I could remember her name. There was a story about a girl that they thought she's just completely locked in and she can't communicate. Period. That's what
Mm,
they thought until she got her hands on a keyboard one day. And it was like, when I saw that story, I said, oh, she's in there.
hmm
She's functional and she is in there. She's a writer now. There's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong with her brain function whatsoever. She just can't
Can communicate.
communicate verbally. But with a keyboard, aces. So if you've got somebody like that, then their nervous system is going to be even more sensitive. You can be overstimulated, is what we call it, overstimulated easily. It is too much, and then you get a meltdown. It's you've seen it.
hmm
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Speaking of melting down, this next story is turning up the heat here, Tala. Turning up the heat. 28-year-old model uses OnlyFans income to live self-sufficiently. I can't read the rest of this. Do I have to click on it? Self-sufficiently on a 4-hectare farm. 4 hectare.
Hectare.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well, you
forget
know
what
what? I'm not Hispanic, so I don't know him, but um, I'm just kidding.
I'm worried, man. It says OnlyFans. OnlyFans and farm.
But no, I think it's a good. It's like if you're gonna do that, I guess this is the best outcome of that. I'm not saying that anyone should do that because honestly, I guess OnlyFans is fairly a scam. Most women that try to do it don't really get anything out of it. Kind of like us content creators out here. Hey, where's these platforms are coming out ahead though, aren't they? Because some of you out there that just refuse to go and follow us on platforms that are a little bit more about the freedom of speech and the freedom to actually like run algorithms that are real, like Rumble. You guys have to realize that like these platforms are the ones coming out ahead. All of us putting all this pumping all this time and effort into it. And this girl, she broke through, and maybe I'm not I don't
She's
really.
got some land. Because a hectare is 2.471 acres. So it's roughly the size of 2 to 2.5 standard American football fields. If she's got four of those,
Says
that's a
her
bit of
name.
space.
Her name is Indica Flower. 28 has traded constant travel and adult production for a fully self-sufficient lifestyle, earning an estimated $70,000 per month on OnlyFans. She invested in a 10-acre Louisiana farm with solar power. Why do they say? Why don't they just say 10-acre? They have to say 4 hectare.
Who
Anyway,
uses hectare? I can't remember.
I've heard it before. I
Me
knew what it
too.
was when I saw it. I just didn't know how much it meant. Water.
Technically, it's not part of the strict international system of units, officially accepted for use alongside SI units. Hmm, who uses it? That's my question. Um,
Uses
You know,
hectare.
what I was gonna say about OnlyFans is the sad part of it is, let's see,
A
European
lot of sad.
Union Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, South Africa, some of Asia, I guess. So it wasn't originally intended for adult stuff. That's not what it
I know.
started out as.
Yeah,
And I would love to be able to utilize it for something normal. But I'm kind of scared to because of the stigma now. Yeah.
I do know that there are people on it that are not doing sexual content. Like there was a politician, I think, that was kind of famous for doing an OnlyFans.
Wow.
Female, I think she was attractive, but she wasn't on there doing sex stuff. She was doing her politics. And so there are. I mean, that was just one story of it. I've never
You'll get
checked.
asked though, I guess.
I'm sure, and I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know what it's like. So maybe that you have to pay to get asked, and so I don't know. Um, but it says that she earned an estimated $70,000 per month on OnlyFans per month, almost
Good
double
honor,
most
that's a
people's
lot.
income,
Wow.
almost double most people's yearly income per month.
Life changing.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know what she did. Maybe she did something that gave her like permanent, anal leakage or something weird. You know what I mean? Like something that she just like, you know what I mean? Like something that's just off the charts. Like, I don't not gonna do that again, or I can never do that. Like,
Oh my god.
finally made that money, that takeaway money.
Well, this is the problem is that the the people who make that kind of money usually are doing something that I would never consider, even remotely. Yeah. It's
Larry,
one of those arenas that I wish that, people can do what they want. But as Joey Swole always says, have an OnlyFans if you want to. What you do is, just don't involve other people. Don't go make your OnlyFans videos in the gym, because nobody else wants to see that. If they want to see that, they can go to your OnlyFans. I get that. I just feel like it's an area where those of us who are a little more conservative, to use that word, should be able to take something back. Like, okay, you're over there. Just like we know that stuff's on X too,
right?
but the
I don't ever
majority of
see
it
it.
is not that.
I've heard people multiple times say, "Oh man, all the porn I see on X." Like, you know what? I've never once seen any on X, but you know where I have seen it? On Facebook. And like,
Oh wow.
just like, yeah, like paid
Really?
ads, Tala, paid ads. Like I'm watching a reel or something, and an ad comes up, hardcore porn.
Oh, the across the top, the thumbnails for those yeah.
Well, I don't.
I've
At the
unfollowed
time,
pages
I
that
don't
had those
know if it was
thumbnails.
a. I think it was a full screen. Like I think it took over the screen ad, full screen, and it was hardcore
Yeah.
porn. And I won't forget it because it's seared in my brain. Had never seen something like that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was real. It was hardcore porn. But I was like, it wasn't even good
Still.
either. It wasn't even. I was like, what is this? This is garbage. You're paying for this to get out there. What is happening?
So, stumbling on it on X is usually some troll comments, and if you want to report, you got to open their page. If you want to report their account, unfortunately, if you open their page, quite often there's something pinned at the top that you didn't want to see.
Yep. All kinds of.
So yeah, it is there, and they've acknowledged that they're not hiding it. It's allowed as long as it's labeled as such.
I wonder
Yeah,
why people would. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation, I guess. But I don't wonder why. Like you said, they have a place for that. They have multiple places for that. That we don't need to go over. But then they just I just gotta inject this into my Facebook. I just gotta inject this into X or whatever.
yeah. Can we
Like,
separate it?
what's the
Yeah.
reason? Like what? Like I'm gonna make so much money over here. Like is that you think? Like what's like just sick people? Like I don't get it. Like you're gonna pay Facebook to promote an ad of your like not good adult film. It's like I don't
There's
understand
specific sites now, OnlyFans apparently, where you can make a lot of money and a lot more money than I imagine anybody could
yeah, but
possibly be making on X. Because
right.
having been monetized on X, I can tell you it's not all it's cracked up to be.
100%. I
Maybe
mean,
because
there's
I'm
plenty
not
of
doing that.
people. Well, maybe, but honestly, like I said before, they find that most women don't make it over there. I guess maybe they're not all doing things that give them the leakage. I guess I don't know, but no, the thing is, it's just a percentage of people that will make it, just like what we're doing anywhere. Uh, Larry says, "Yeah, I don't care if I get paid for making videos, building handicap ramps and crap. It's about doing the volunteer project and not views or followers." Well, for sure, that's the thing. Larry, that's exactly what we do on this show. Like, clearly, it's not my most popular show. I mean, we've got 16 awesome, lovely friends in here. Appreciate you guys coming in. But we learn something every week. Like, I don't know about you, like my mind gets blown on multiple stories that we go through every week, and that's something, like, that's a selfish thing, I guess, if I want to put it in that category, because I get something out of every story that I, or not story, every time I do a show, I'm getting something out of that. I'm doing something for me
Yeah.
in there, and not just for me. To Larry's point, there is, like, I have bigger plans, like a farm. I want to feed people. I want to help people in this way and this way, like that have almost nothing to do with going online. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you concentrate on those things, like Larry was talking about, building ramps for people offline, and yeah, maybe use it for content, then it'll come naturally. Like, there's so many people out here that act like they have content when they don't. There's nothing there. And I've felt that. I've been there. There's sometimes I post things. It's like, well, that's hollow. But it's like, well, I gotta do something, right? But if I
Yeah.
concentrate more on the real world stuff, then the rest of it comes naturally. But to get
Yes.
back to this story, she definitely was getting back to nature, and to live on a farm. It says it's solar powered with a water collection system, organic gardens, valued at $820,000.
Nice.
She built barns, expanded gardens, and added goats, chickens, and beehives while continuing to create content from her homestead. It's something I've struggled with, Tala. If you're gonna have a homestead, sure, if you have money, you can have people put these systems in, and these handy dandy wonderful, filters, and these all these, like, one technology, um but what happens if you don't have enough money, and I go back and forth between trying to do it myself and trying to learn more of the actual work, the construction, the electrical, the water, the plumbing, or just, okay, if I just make a lot of money doing something, doing X, whatever it is, not the platform, but doing this thing, then I can buy all these cool systems. I can buy an aquaponics system that's all the pieces come, and you assemble it, and you're muted. Can you hear me? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I had my mic muted.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I forget where I was at, but yeah, it's something that I struggle with. It's like, I want to have the knowledge. I want to have this sustainability of being able to go anywhere I want, and hey, let me build something, or let me, survive, or whatever it is. And there's probably not enough time in the day, not enough time in my life for me to become like an ultra survivalist suddenly at 42, right? I know enough. I know some things, but I guess I'm rambling a little bit. But my point is, like,
Oh, you're right.
yeah, it's just something that I think about a lot. It's like, so this lady, she made a lot of money, and she's still doing it, apparently, because she just uses that money to fund her farm. And I don't know, she probably, the first comment's funny, says she's got 4 Mexicans named Hector on one farm. It must be confusing. Yeah, that's something close to what I was going with that one there, Brian, Mr. Brian.
Hector, hectare.
4 of them on one farm. Yeah,
Um, and I understand what you're saying because I would like to have that kind of situation myself. I'm 58,
just keep throwing
and
money
I've
at it. Oh,
been 58 for a few months.
yeah.
So I got less than 2 years till I'm 60. You know, you, no matter how much you want to be the more sufficient and functional individual, and you may be investing in all of that and moving towards it, still you recognize that each year that becomes a little bit more difficult, whether it's your energy level or your ability to bring in the income for it or whatever. And presumably, all of these online opportunities of various types, whether it's OnlyFans
Right.
or a content creator podcaster like myself, presumably that should make it an easier way to bring in some money in our age bracket. Let's just say over 40, because at 40 it does
Right.
become more challenging. That's the reality. Just more challenging over 50.
More,
But
more. Oh,
it should it should make it. It's easier than going and reporting and sitting at a desk. I can't do that anymore. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I can't sit at a desk for someone else, because what happens if, because I'm out of the house and I'm exposed to other people who are not conscientious, I catch a virus. Now I've got a month, and I'm going to be what, telling them I might be in a week, or it might be 4 weeks. I'm not really sure. You can't hold a job like that.
I
And
hated that
that's just
about
the reality of how my
companies.
body functions.
They don't want
Yeah.
you to ever be sick, but they also, well, we don't want you to be here if you're sick. It's like, well, okay,
Yeah.
like, well, pick
Now I don't
one.
want to be there if I'm sick.
But then you have
So
people take
that's just
advantage.
me,
Like, if we're
you
being
know.
honest, people take advantage from both directions. And I know that's
Yeah.
again off topic, but the show should be called off topic. But no, the direction of being at work, and there's people that will call and like, I got the boss, I got the squirts or whatever, I can't make it in. And it was just like they had a binge night the night before, or they just whatever they want to go to something.
And
Um,
that was never me.
no,
I was not
oh,
like that.
cross your heart. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, I was not like that.
You promise? Okay, you should
Holding
be.
down holding down an office job, I was very responsible. I was not, like, in fact, my years of office jobs, no. I mean, for, I want to say, maybe about a year of the time in Northern California when we first got up there, when I had to do an office job, yeah, there was weekend partying. Oh, yeah. But it was partying at home. That's the other thing.
Mm,
None of us were getting behind the wheel. We weren't going to bars. None of us could afford it.
yeah, that's well, that is a
you
big thing, man.
know,
Going out
but
nowadays.
if I knew I had to be at work, I wasn't up until 3 a.m. on Sunday, guzzling booze. I was, gotta go
Best
to
to
work in the
find a
morning.
day where you don't have nothing to do the next day. But
Yeah.
I don't do those anymore.
Friday, Saturday, right?
Not trying to
Yeah.
waste a whole day the next day anymore. That's
Yeah.
not my thing anymore.
Which I don't do that at all anymore. So,
So I want to read
yeah.
a comment to you that Larry says, I'd only fan for 70K monthly, be showing old balls. LOL. He said he'll be 58 in August. Hey, pretty close.
I'm
Heck yeah.
not subscribing to you.
Okay, Larry's only balls. Onlyballs.com.
Wow.
All right, let's go. Let's check this next one out here. Natural Wellness Magazine. Uh, why this cacao superfood is making blood pressure
Ugh,
supplements obsolete. Now, I've heard of cacao being a superfood. I've heard a little bit about it. I know I
I
can't.
use it.
Yeah, I can't regurgitate all of its benefits. But now this is a little bit different, talking about blood pressure. Do you have blood pressure issues, or do you use it for just all the
I
other
did.
benefits?
So it's primary hypertension because of the left ventricle of my heart being enlarged, but also postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So my blood pressure crashes when I stand up. So it was hard to balance, but the left ventricle is not enlarged now. I fixed that. So the only reason I'm on the alpha beta blocker is to regulate my rhythm. So yeah, I've dealt with that. But yeah, I use
Oh, different
cacao.
different rhythm.
The rhythm. It's part of the um, creamer, for lack of a better word, that I use in my bulletproof coffee. Actually has cacao. Yeah.
Hmm. What's up, Timothy? This says that this ancient cacao destroys 20 years of artery plaque in 30 days.
Wow.
So, they like to boil things down to like a quick little catchy thing.
It was a mouse.
Yeah, probably. Like they're like, where's the details? Read more.
It was a rat.
I should probably start getting cacao. Oh, what happened? Meow, meow, meow.
Definite benefits, though, theobromine being one of them.
There's no,
Mm,
it doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere.
I think it's good. You know, like
Almost
there's
settle.
nothing wrong with the occasional square or two of a dark chocolate bar. Higher the cacao content, the better. We all know this.
They, the links are broken. I wonder if this is
Oh my god.
the shocking truth. Like, read more. I'm like, okay. It says packed with lab-made, isolated or isolates and fillers. It's not packed. It's not. It doesn't rely on quick chemical spikes. Okay, it's just giving you the
So they're advertising a specific product, but you know, you can get a lot of products that have that. You can get just cacao powder and do your own baking at home. And
yeah. They
I like
did.
doing that.
This is like a terrible ad. There's nothing here that says, but our product is even got even more good stuff in it. Don't just go to cacao and get just that. Like, there's
Just buy
nothing
cacao
here.
powder.
Like, but then it
So,
goes. It says, don't settle for sketchy supplements. Like, well. First of all, like, I don't know what the supplement is here. Do I just go and get
yeah.
cacao in general, or do you want me to buy something called try Mia 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 M I
It's one of those brand names that they went, let's just type a bunch of
Yeah,
letters.
just blah. They can't
You
even
see that
pronounce
stuff
it.
on Amazon. Yeah.
It's better if they can't pronounce it.
But yeah, buy cacao powder, buy a good quality like the wheat flour that I get is einkorn. It's not GMO.
Sounds
It's an
like a
ancient
German
grain.
corn.
Einkorn, you
Einkorn?
know, get
Sounds like
get
German.
arrowroot powder, which is a tapioca, you know, use cinnamon, get dark chocolate chips that are low sugar because they use sugar alcohol, that
Mm.
kind of stuff, you know, a little bit of that. Date sugar. Date sugar has fiber. It's just ground up dates.
I
There's
just
a
had my
lot of things
first
that you can
dates.
do. What? Say that.
It's
Stop
funny that
messing
you.
with me.
No. It's funny that you laugh because I literally had the first time I ever tried a date, like eating the date. But we had an episode about dating on people in the boxes with the panel, and I put one of my stories was I had my first date, and everyone on screens trying to guess who would have had their first, or no, how I put it, I said I had my first real date, because everyone, like,
Okay.
we pick apart the sentences on there because, like, well, it says first real date, that means they've been on some dates, but like this one maybe was like extra special, this one was just great, and I fooled them all. I got a clean sweep on that one. um, but
That's
then I got to
funny.
talk about dates, and dates are pretty, I thought they were good. They're a little sticky. Some other people said they don't like them, but there's like a little cap sometimes on them that you have to take off, and then there's the seed that, of course. What's so funny? You think it's funny that people
Sticky
don't like
date.
them? A sticky date, yeah. Oh, you ever been on a
You
date?
you
And
created that thought.
there are a lot of sticky dates out there.
But yeah, date sugar. See, what I'm saying is those base natural ingredients that are a healthier choice. And so if you really want a cookie, make it yourself. See, that was the origin. This is why I stopped eating Girl Scout cookies years ago. Hate me if you want to, guys. I don't care. I will not buy them because it's drop shipped garbage. If
Yeah.
they went back to the mistletoe troop method and it was moms,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
scout leaders,
meth in it, but go
daughters
ahead.
making cookies, base ingredients, then I might buy them. I won't eat them, but I might buy them. Yeah.
I interrupted you
So
because you kind of hesitated on the word method, and I was like, "There's meth in these cookies?"
they went back to meth cookies. No.
Yeah. No, but I guess supposedly Coca-Cola is still, I don't know. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but still sweetened by coca leaves, but
No.
not like, no. There's no cocaine in it, but it's just like,
No.
no, the
No.
leaves. No. Yeah.
And that was not a sweetener.
That's why. Well,
It's not in there.
I feel like Rogan said that, but I don't know. That sounds a little bit, maybe it was a little bit different, but still, I
Still
was like,
poisonous,
really?
but
Still in there? Yeah, that's
yeah.
poison. All right, it's we're about an hour. Let me pull up the locals and see if anyone has added themselves on the wheel. Only 10. Only 10 this week. Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh. Where is everybody?
I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on the things that we learn and we have fun and the smiles that we create. And I hope you all have a good week here. Uh, Shouts out from us at We Grow Wednesday. Okay, here's number 11 added on, Margaret. Actually, I don't know, Margaret. Did I give you a number already? Mm. Um, yeah, I mean, I used to have 80 people in here. Well, I was like 70 something.
Wow.
Not on this post, but subscribers. But hey, some people
Yeah.
subscribe when they think you're hot or like you got something special, and then suddenly they realize they don't like it because some opinion or something silly, and then boom, they're gone. I had probably I would say half a dozen, if not a dozen, people leave because I changed rules up on some of the prizes and stuff. It's like I can't tell you how many times I say, do not subscribe to me for prizes and free gifts. I come up with fun things to give away, to give back, and do prizes and make games because I want to make sure that you guys are getting some kind of a value, and also
Yeah.
because I feel I want to show some appreciation to those who support me. But it's not you're not paying for something like I'm not. Some people think I should just hand them $50 when they've subscribed for $2 that month. It's like I don't know what to tell you.
No. What? Speaking of which, I actually have 5 subscribers on X now.
Well, nice.
That just blew me away. And so, like, if anybody's watching on X, thank you.
I do not
Yeah.
have subscribers on X opened up yet, so that's pretty cool that you got that.
Yeah, I had to wait 9 months initially for all of that, the verification and everything to unfold. It
It's still a
was
little bit loud, I think, isn't it?
it
I
was
turned it
early
down.
on. They were slow. What?
Can you hear that music?
I can't hear it.
Oh,
I
okay.
never can.
Everybody else can. You can
Yeah.
hear some things though. You hear it when I play like a video on Facebook, like an article or whatever, a story, or maybe you're
I
just
think
pretending.
so. I can't remember.
Huh. I swear I've played something like where we're listening to a doctor speak or something to that effect, and you heard some
Probably.
of that, but you can't hear this music. Different website
Yeah,
too.
for
I
some
don't
reason,
know.
not the music, yeah.
Rumble Studios definitely needs some work.
But I'll say this, they're faster now. Like, for example, if I change my profile picture, it's hours. It used to take them 2 weeks to bring your check mark back. They'll approve it in
Well,
hours
that's
now,
nice.
so
That's
it's
very
fast.
nice. That's better. Rose, I'm not sure if did you read this comment already? She said, "Yeah, I just read about the heavy metals and Girl Scout cookies. I'll never buy them again." Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard about that too. The heavy metals.
Heavy metals, glyphosate, uh, all of the other, like, ingredients, preservatives, sugars, everything. It's a problem. Yeah.
Wow, Diane wins 2 days in a row. She won the door prize yesterday, and today wins the number wheel. Congrats, Diane.
Woo!
Number 3. She deserves it. Diane's, supported me for a long time, and she's also one of the few people that'll come and hang out when I do a private watch party over on Locals, where we hang out and watch some funny stuff and listen to music videos and all that kind of stuff. So thank you, Diane. I don't see her here today, but oh hey, I do see some friends coming in. I guess I can add you all on the wheel before we start the second hour. Mess. Should I go for 3? I don't know, Mess. Well, I don't know what kind of poop you're talking over here. Oh, 2 different accounts. Yeah, go for all 3. Uh, and Don. Hello, Don. I assume that you'll say something in a minute, so I'll just put you on the wheel. How about that?
Oh, okay, yeah, I see where Diane is now.
Oh, she is here.
Yeah. See,
Where?
I've got the I don't know which chat that is.
On the
Rumble's
screen.
on my Rumble's on the right side of my screen. It's in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Wait.
How about now?
Yeah.
I see a chat on the left-hand side of the screen, just to your, just the
Well,
side of your head.
Dollyweed is over on Rumble, but also on
Uh,
this one. Is it Twitch?
I don't see another chat.
Weird.
That is weird. Hmm.
She got hearts and smileys.
Mm-mm. This here, Kayla.
This is
That's
what I
Kayla.
don't understand. Is that's definitely Rumble because I see the emblem, and
Hmm.
that's the comment that it looks like Diane should
Oh,
be
I
reacting.
understand.
Oh.
That is someone. That is Dolly Weed saying "Congrats, Diane" on the screen,
No, oh, okay, that's why. You know what it's doing? It's printing it over here as well, and it's chopping it off.
and it doesn't
Okay.
give people different colors for their names like it
Line
used
break.
to, and so everybody's
That
name
is
is white,
crazy.
and then you just have to look for the colon. Be like, is that a name? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a little bit funky, so yeah, they need to fix it. I have
confusing.
something called Rumblebot I thought about starting to use, but it only works if I overlay it on my screen, and so it doesn't work when I have guests on. So I don't
Right.
know. It might. I have to look into it. Man, I needed like a tech. I need a tech helper around here. You know what I mean?
It'd
Everybody
be
needs
nice if the
those.
platforms would optimize a little better, but I'm not holding my breath.
That's the thing. That's like there's like there's a term for it. Glitches that are more or less allowed because they do something that the platform is cool with, like
Huh.
slowing people down from things. So like it may not have been a planned glitch because obviously that's just them programming something. But a glitch that comes up and then people tell them about it and then they go, "What's this doing?" Okay, well either it's not enough work to fix it or it's actually doing something they're cool with it doing. Sometimes there's a term for
Well,
that. I can't
yeah.
remember what it was.
Here's an example. On X Spaces, um, in order to spam the emojis, as we call it, like the hearts and stuff, there's a spot right next to the um the little icon that you would tap, where if you get it just right and you press and hold and then tap 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 tap, it brings up panel after panel, and you've got a stack of those panels, and you can just tap on the emoji that you want, the hearts or whatever.
Hmm.
But it's a glitch. They didn't plan it, but somebody discovered it accidentally, and we all know now.
It's a well-known exploit now.
Yeah, that's the word, exploit. Yeah, we used to use stuff like that in gaming. Yeah.
So I'm gonna play a video, and I want to know if you hear it this time. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit in the studio. It's about half there. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We already looked at something like this, didn't we? We don't need to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
the
this.
shockwave stuff,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I probably didn't realize I saved it already. Ocean is no
Yeah.
longer just for nature. Knowledge Factory says Japan deploys its first megawatt scale underwater turbine harnessing powerful ocean currents to generate clean renewable energy. Why would they say clean renewable? Like that's such a it's so like these buzzwords like nothing is renewable. The sun is not renewable. Like the sun is where all energy comes from and eventually it will run out.
Water is renewable.
Well, we do gain things from like stuff coming from outer space and hitting the planet. Like, did you know
Yeah.
nickel actually is not native to this planet? I guess I don't know how true that is, but
Wow.
supposedly the nickel that we find here is from meteorites. Yeah, ask it. Yeah, find out.
Yeah.
Because that's what I heard is that it comes from like what meteors or asteroids or whatever. Let's see. So I could look this up. I guess this actually looks somewhat real, but honestly, the best things I've seen, this doesn't. This isn't the design I've seen before, where they have these big bobbers, these giant, just like bobbers that are attached to the bottom of the ocean, and that the it just on in the current from underwater um, creates a pressure that pushes these hydraulic um, I guess sleeves back and forth. But this is different. This is a big propeller. What does it say? Anything?
Yeah. I had to I had to ask the question again because it left some words out. And Grok thought I was asking if hectares were from outer space. We
Combines
have some
everything.
fun conversation.
Yeah.
Grok says, "Oh man, you're just messing with me now." I'm like, oh. Okay, so nickel on Earth is primarily Earth native in the sense that it was incorporated during the planet's formation from the solar nebula,
Well, I guess I'm
the
wrong
same
then.
material that formed the sun and other bodies in our solar system. It didn't originate from space in the way that ongoing meteorite falls do today, but like most elements heavier than hydrogen and helium, nickel was produced in ancient stars and dispersed into the material that eventually became our solar system. Interesting.
I'm confused by that still. So, do we or do we not get nickel from some of the space debris?
No, it was during formation. It's also, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but iron loving. It's an iron loving element, so it strongly prefers to bond with iron and other metals that are silicates. That's interesting. Rock forming minerals. But yeah, it was here from the formation of the planet, is what it's saying. I suppose that would mean that it's, well, yeah, minerals are not going to be like renewable. The only thing it's renewable is, for example, uh, a volcano can create new diamonds, but
Hmm,
it's taking an element that we aren't going to get more of. It's
right.
just there's a lot of it.
I mean, there's only so much of the planet, but we do get more like debris coming from rocks and things that hit us. So I guess we I don't know if it's getting renewed in some way by that, but in some parts maybe something whatever the most. I wonder what the element that most meteorites are made of. What the highest
We can
percentage
find
of
out.
metal.
But like helium,
Um,
for example, it's not renewable, you know,
yeah.
because
Uh,
it just takes so long.
Well, even this, it says here, unlike wind and solar, ocean currents move day and night, offering stable and predictable power. Well, okay, for a while, but you put too many of these in the ocean, and what are you going to do? You're going to slow down those currents. And just like wind would do the same thing, if you had too many windmills on the planet, it would actually raise the heat, that raise the temperature.
Yeah,
I guess, in my opinion. Look, you can disagree with me all you like, but I feel like that's the case.
I
It
think
just
so.
raises the temperature. It's like, I guess, I don't know, if we had too much power generation in general. I guess maybe one day we need to have our power generation in outer space and just like a big extension cord going back to the planet, and we get all our power from that.
So
It's
most of them are stony. It says stony meteorites,
just rocks.
silicate minerals. Um, the vast majority are chondrites, so 86 to 93% of falls, depending on the data set. Ordinary ones, let's see. Silicate minerals, mostly olivine and pyroxene, plus some feldspar. These are things that I'm not even that familiar with.
Feldspar. You don't know the feldspar?
Small amounts of metallic iron nickel alloy, 5 to 20% by weight, depending on subtype. H for high iron, L for low iron, LL for very low iron, trace troilite, iron sulfide. So essentially, it's saying, there's iron meteorites. Essentially, it's saying there may be some amount of nickel, but it's not a lot. And how many of them actually end up here is the question. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's one of those factoids I heard from somewhere that was uh, unreputable, I guess. I listened to Rogan lately. I've been listening to more Joe Rogan. I haven't, like I'm not saying that I avoided it at one point, but I wasn't really listening to episodes for a while. And lately at the gym, I've been listening to Rogan because it may not be like exciting music, but they'll be talking about like bettering themselves sometimes and talking about exercise with some of the guests and some of the health related guests. They're talking about different routines and all that, and it kind of gets your mind in that sort of progress kind of mode. You know what I mean? To push. And he was talking about kettlebells the other day, and I talked about it yesterday for a minute, but yeah, I started playing with kettlebells today, and I'm like, damn, this is going to be dangerous if I don't look up some actual like maneuvers. Like if I just start trying to sling it around, and it's like, oh no, that's going to be
That's
bad.
what mine are. I've got kettlebells. Yeah, you need to be careful with them. There's people who
Well,
get real fancy with it and they start tossing them around. I wouldn't recommend that.
I mean, I can understand after you've done it for a while, but man, I was like just in front of me, kind of lifting it up and like letting it go as I would grab it with the other hand, and I forget what that's called, but it's about the only thing I knew how to
Yeah.
do so far. But then
With
again,
the hands, yeah, you gotta be careful because I mean, even if you just dropped it and like it rolled against your toe, it can hurt. You
for
don't want that.
sure. And
They're
at
very
the
useful,
gym,
but yeah, form. Make
do you
sure your
have
form
like
is
a
correct.
place that you can do it at home that's not that's got like a
My
pad or
yard,
something? Oh,
my
in the
yard.
yard. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't do a whole lot with them indoors.
Yeah, because
Um,
I feel like at the gym they got this like padded floor that's on purpose, and even then
well, and
there's
I got
probably not.
6 cats, so
Oh, I have five now. Whoops.
that's what I'm afraid of.
Splat. There goes Splat the cat. Yeah. So anyway, I was thinking about that, and also the weights. What do you call them? Like the wrist weights, the weighted vest. Is it all called weighted clothing? I don't know. But I want to get all these body weights that I can go on dog walks and play the meta quest and do these things where I'm just like weighted down. You know what I mean? Like really feeling like I'm getting a workout out of it. Um,
So
I,
I was just told by my mentor and coach, forget about the weighted vest for right now. He wants me using my egg weights
hmm.
and my ankle weights. I'm like,
What are
"Why?"
egg
He goes, "You'll
weights?
see." Egg weights, I don't know if I have any within reach.
Probably because that
Um,
alone is enough to be like tire you out, like
yeah,
be really
like
tough.
they're only 1 pound. They fit in your palm and they've got a little loop
Strap, yeah.
that goes and I even use them when I'm on the speed bag. And
Hmm.
that extra 1 pound, it's a workout.
I can
So
imagine.
apparently if you put it on your limbs, it's better than weighting your core. Yeah.
Really?
You should get in on
So
my March challenge and do planks.
okay, I could probably do planks better than I can do the. I don't know what you call it, where you lay on your back and you keep your legs off the ground six
Oh,
inches.
yeah, those are hard.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hard on the back.
but planks are tough for me too because of my elbow and my shoulder. I've got both sides are injured, and I've still been working out. But to Joe Rogan's point, not to talk about him like six times this episode, he mentions that bench press is very tough on your shoulders, and I didn't think about that before. But I was doing a lot of push-ups before I injured my shoulder, and this was 2 years ago. And this is a significant thing to be like, well, I don't want to do that again, right? And so, and he was saying kettlebells is a lot of way, like there's a lot of ways to use kettlebells to work your chest, or maybe doing dips or pull-ups, things that don't involve putting a lot of extra weight directly on your shoulders. And like I think push-ups and bench press are definitely different, but you're still putting most. Well, I guess in a push-up, you're not putting your whole body weight on your shoulders because your feet are on the ground. So
It's a lot. It's a
it is
lot.
still a lot.
Even with planks,
Yeah,
yeah.
but not
Because
like
like, right now, I can do incline push-ups because I'm in PT for my shoulders. I can't do push-ups on the floor right now. I'm not there.
so when you
Um,
plank, do you have your knees on the floor?
no. Planks I can do, but not push-ups.
Are you
Yeah.
using your shoulder? Are you on your elbows or are you
I can do
full?
both.
Okay.
I can do both. And we did, elbows. We did that in PT last week, and, I surprised myself. The first one was over a minute, and I haven't done a plank in a while.
What's the challenge then? Is it a minute? Is like what's the
I make my challenges customizable, so, I mean, if you are starting out and, I'm saying to people, just like with my squats challenge that I used to do, don't hurt yourself. Like if all you can do is chair squats, do that. So let's say you've never done this before. Do 5 seconds and then stop. Do like 3 of those. See how
Hmm.
you feel, 5 to 10 seconds. I'm not expecting anybody to step up to whatever level someone else is at. You do what you are able to do. The point is to do a small set of planks every single day. It's the consistency. Yeah.
That's the idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Something else that he was mentioning that made a lot of sense is that when I do exercise with weights and either machines or with very controlled barbells, like a pull up bench that's like where the bar is actually in a track or whatever. Things like that or free weights, when you're doing something that's just isolating that one muscle group, it's actually not that good. It's not as good for you, I guess. I'm paraphrasing here, but when he talks about the kettlebells, man, he makes it, man, so romantic, so romanticized about the kettlebells today, because the way he talks about it is like he's using his entire body, and that's how I feel when I do the VR. You know what I mean? I'm
With
getting
planks,
my
it's
whole
true.
body into it. You know what I mean?
With
Planks
planks, you
too.
definitely do. I don't know about
Yeah.
kettlebells. I mean, maybe it depends on which exercise because you can do a lot. But with planks, you're actually activating a lot. I didn't remember that. I forgot because I did them for so long. So I did that 1 minute and then like 45 seconds on the second one. I did three, something like that, to failure. So the next day I felt it. I forgot how big the lats are. That's a big muscle. So I was
Hmm.
feeling in my obliques, my lats, my abs,
Wait,
my
where,
quads.
where
I
is
was
the
like,
lat?
"Holy cow."
Where's the lat again? Is that the rear, like the lower
Yeah,
back on one side?
and you
I'm
need
feeling that
lats for
too.
pull-ups
Yeah.
and dead hangs, and so that's what I've been working on. So now I get why they told me your lats are too weak. Now that I know how large that muscle is after staring at it at the diagram at PT and then working those, I went, "Okay, I get it now. Those
Yeah.
are important."
I do
But you
this machine.
definitely
It's
fire
like
your
back.
oblique with a plank. Yeah.
Right. I think the plank is great for your abs too, and I like that. But um, I, I do this one machine where you sit in it and you just go back, and it's just like a pad that you put your back against, but it's for your back, and you just it's almost like doing like rowing. Anyway, I've been feeling. I felt pretty good today, actually. I don't go full on. I don't try maxing out. I don't try like. I don't. I have felt a little guilty at times where I'm like, oh, I didn't really even get to work a sweat up or anything. But as long as I still feel progress, and as long as I still feel that, oh, this is getting a little easier, let me do a little bit more. Let me do a little bit more, and that's all. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not worried about maxing out to some certain number. I'm not even worried about body fat count. I'm just worried about progress in the direction that I want to go, and mobility,
It's
of
just like
course.
not trying to, you know, people get okay, let me back up. People who don't wanna do the work, they think that I'm trying to give them some kind of routine for more years.
Hmm.
In for whatever reason, some people that don't seem to be invested in more years. They think that you get old, you get sick. Being old sucks. That's the mental picture. And what I started teaching was forget about the years. Let's talk about your quality of life, not your quantity. It just so happens that if you improve the quality of your life, then the quantity also tends to go up.
Hmm.
But here's the key. You're going to enjoy those other 10 years that you maybe gave yourself. You're not
Right.
going to be in a home with strangers wearing a diaper, okay? Maybe you take care of your body and you can continue to take care of yourself. Let's look at the people like Ernestine Shepherd, who didn't start bodybuilding until she was 54, I believe it was. And
Wow.
she went competition. That woman is, who,
Hmm.
now she's quite a bit older now. She's like 80s or 90s thereabouts, but still functional on her own and still got a little bit of
A little
muscle
kick.
you can see.
A little bit of
So
kick
yeah,
left, huh? Okay.
foxy
So
grandma, okay? So
this is
that's
interesting.
that's what I want to do. I want to look like that. I want to be functional. I want to be able to get up out of a chair unassisted. I want to be able to get out of bed unassisted. I don't want to go back to I can't get off the floor. I don't ever want to go back
Mm,
to that. I've done that. I did it too young. And
yeah.
so people don't realize until they experience it, wow, this sucks. And so I look now at 2006, I look at it so differently. Like it wasn't, yes, it was a terrible time in my life. Okay. But what else was it? It was absolutely a gift because I got a preview of what happens when you don't do this. And this is why I'm so absolutely passionate about teaching people the right way to create that quality of life, to make the right choices in your kitchen starting out. So now my
Right.
body is going through that recomposition because I've been doing keto so consistently. I'm not out running 5 miles because I can't do that yet. But the kitchen is where it starts. So I'm not a lot smaller yet, but the shape of my body is changing. And so the way that I'm eating is making that difference. And what happens after that with keto and carnivore is then the weight starts to drop off. So I'm right on the edge of that. And at
Mm,
that point,
cusp.
the PT kicking in, God, you're blurry. The PT kicking in,
I don't know how to
then I
fix
get
it.
stronger, you know?
I
Yeah,
don't know
your
what to
camera
do
does
about it.
weird stuff.
It's not my camera. It's something like, I don't know where the
Really?
kink is. I don't know where the
Is
issue
it
is. I've
Rumble?
tried. I've tried OBS. So
Ah,
okay. So I was going to today, and this is derailing. We are having a good conversation, but I was going to today try it without using OBS. You see this thing that I have the wheels showing on the screen? I don't know if
yeah,
you know. I don't know if you know about OBS, but like I use it for
a
all
little
sorts
bit.
of things like this, and I feel like maybe that's where the kink is. But I've gone through and looked at the settings. And I've changed it to where I'm only broadcasting at 720p. I'm using a
Oh,
4K camera. Like I should be clearer than clear. So I don't know where
it's
else. The
like
only
it
other thing
overloads the system, though. It may
I,
be.
I don't know, but my computer is not a problem. My computer has 32 gigs of RAM. It's a very good computer.
Oh,
The issue I think, and I have business class internet through Comcast, F
oh
Comcast,
wow.
but I still have Comcast. But I'm actually thinking about getting fiber optics, which just came in the neighborhood not too long ago, and I'm probably going to do that. It's going to be actually cheaper for a while
Yeah.
because they offer you the
And
deals.
I've heard not good things about Comcast, so that might fix the problem.
I hesitate though because my phone is also through Comcast, and so I'm like,
Oh,
is that going to bump up my phone bill? Probably. Anyway,
probably. You don't
long
want to
story
know what we're
short,
paying for Verizon, but we had to. Yeah, whole other
I'm
story.
I'm going to attempt to see if fiber optics helps. I really hope
Yeah,
it does because that's really it ruins my production value. If I go and rewatch my show, I'm like, wow, this is
yeah.
just this is terrible. I'm fuzzy
So
right now.
the
I'm looking at it. It's just
to finish that thought though, it is quality of life that is the most important thing to me. So here's the question. Do you want, like, let's say you know for sure you've only got 5 maybe 10 years left in your life. What do you want that to look like? Right? Do you want to be able to go take a walk by yourself or go on a road trip or maybe go hiking, do something a little more, you want to be able to ride your bike? Or do you want that last 5 to 10 years to absolutely suck? Do you wanna
right.
be in a wheelchair like I was? Because that's not what I want. So, honestly, if my choice was 20 years that suck or 5 to 10 years that are spectacular, you know what I'm gonna choose.
Right.
I don't wanna drag myself through any time frame being miserable because I already experienced that. That's why I say it was absolutely a gift for me to understand what it means to go to the depth of intractable pain, severe disability, the inability to care for myself. And I thought to myself when I started pulling out of that, I don't want to be like this at 80 or 90 either. I definitely don't want it in my 40s and 50s. I don't want that in my 60s. So, what can I do between this spectacular event that gave me insight and whatever's coming in
What
the
do you have
future
left?
to make
Right.
that better, you know?
Remainder. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I have two points or one question actually is do you think that we should be if everything was natural and then say in a perfect world we'll call it, do you think humans should be pretty much cognitive and we'll say functional other than you have accidents, remove a limb, things like that, but functional and cognitive all the way until we die, or is it fairly normal in a perfect world to have the old folks home with people who are with dementia, with Alzheimer's, these things like we might be able to cure these things, but is it still like are we like I know I'm all over, but
I
I'm
love the
imagining
question.
yeah, I'm imagining 100 years from now we're living to like say 1,000 or whatever. At 990, do we still lose our mind? We start to go out like is it something that's
No,
normal no matter when our life expectancy is? Do you think?
I love this question, okay? Because look, I have a mother who's 85 and I have a father who's 90.
Wow.
And I sometimes have to adjust my dad's mindset. I have to go, "Nope, nope, don't go over there. Nope, 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 you're fine." Right? Because he's had a quadruple bypass. So he
Mm,
gets it in his head, "Well, I've already outlived the number of years they say you get from this." And, "Well, will you stop it?"
right.
Like, who
I hate
told
that.
you that you were stamped with an expiration date? You gotta stop that. You decide what you're gonna get out of it, right? So he used to say when he was younger, I can remember him in his 40s and 50s when I was very young saying, "Yeah, I'll probably just be going along and one day, bump right on my nose." Well, he just about did that, but we weren't done yet, you know?
Mhm.
So he had a point though, because he was getting up and getting on the treadmill at 5 a.m. in his 70s, in his 80s, because he made a choice. I need to make something better out of this. My
Mhm.
wife wants me here. My children want me here. I kind of want to be here, you know. And if I'm going to be here, I don't want it to suck.
Mhm.
Okay? So, in my opinion, we don't have to go down that path. My grandmother lived on her own to 91. That last year, she was in a home. And at that point, it was advanced COPD and congestive heart failure. Well, those things deprive your brain of enough oxygen. At that point, we were seeing the dementia, and pretty profound at times. She was still in
Yeah.
there periodically, but what we are seeing is evidence there's two things that can make a huge difference. The first, of course, in the kitchen. Get those seed oils out, get the glyphosate out. If you don't do anything else for yourself, get that out of your diet. It You
Do
wanna
you
fry
think that's
something?
really
Fine.
possible though? I mean, the seed oils,
I
yes,
did.
but the glyphosate is like they say it's in the air, it's in the rain. Like, is it really possible?
Reduce it. Reduce it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
I
don't
don't,
like,
I don't mean to
choose.
be a dick there, but you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no,
it's
you're
becoming,
right.
it's like,
It's not easy.
have you seen the video of the guy that's like, he's starting to, goes to eat a snack and then like it keeps popping up with this thing that says, oh no, you can't eat those because of this. Oh no, you
Yeah,
can't do
I
that
get
because of
it.
this. And by the end of it, he's just like eating chips on the couch.
Look, it's a lot of
Forget it. You know
work, but
what I mean?
just like I said, like, if you wanna buy flour, get einkorn,
Ah,
okay? Get something organic. And yes, they do use certain pesticides on organic, but they're not allowed to label, and I know some stuff creeps through, I get it, but reduce, reduce, reduce. So if it's organic, they're not allowed to use glyphosate.
right.
In particular, you don't want something that they're using glyphosate as a desiccant. Yeah, it's in the soil and in some stuff, like if you get King Arthur flour, it may have been used to treat the soil, but they do not use it as a desiccant. So King Arthur is a better choice. Get King Arthur organic and you're really stepping it up.
Ooh, up there.
So if you get that out of your system, you're doing yourself a favor. Dietarily, you need cholesterol, you need fats. And yes, I get it. If you want to be vegan, I'm not knocking you, but animal fats make a difference. And they make a difference for your mental health and the production of the hormones that you need, especially as you get older. I am sitting here right now, over a year ketovore, and the brain fog is gone. Now that's been with me for decades. My mind is a lot sharper now.
I think it's
The
hard for some
fatigue
people
is
to
gone.
understand what that means, the brain fog, because a lot of people think, well, yeah, I mean, I get tired sometimes too. It's like, no, that's not.
They think, "Oh,
It's
you haven't had your coffee yet." No. This is like long-term and short-term memory loss, inability to make decisions. Just it's something that's not alleviated by taking a nap. Brain fog is very serious. It comes with fibromyalgia, systemic lupus, all the stuff that I have, deprivation of oxygen. Let's say you have a cardiovascular condition like I did. It's not alleviated by rest. But the choices I made in the kitchen over the last year, more than a year, it's gone. That's why I'm functioning better again. My voice has improved. When I first started in spaces over 2 years ago, this was a struggle. I
Mm.
don't know what, but this is healed. My voice is back. That's why I'm going to start podcasting again. It's all improved. But
You don't
mentally,
know
the other
why, huh?
thing is exercise. Okay, so like the speed bag that I'm sitting under here, that
I
I
don't
know
see it.
someone who here, wait. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Boom,
Speed bag.
right there.
It's up there.
You could be chatting with me and just like arms outside the screen, and just like, no, no,
That's
I'm not doing
my
anything. Just
That's my Roni. That Roni is in Bulgaria. That cost me. I had to earn money for that. So, but
mm,
the speed bag, this is like if I really get into a
gross.
session, that's cardio. 600 calories an hour at my weight, okay? That's meaningful cardio. But I know someone who works with patients who have things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and he teaches them speed bag like that, freestyle speed bag, and they are improving. I've watched them in his videos physically improving in their response and coordination.
Because you got to use
So
both
it
sides of your
is,
brain, right?
yes.
Like you're
Yeah.
like, boop,
I
boop, boop,
healed
boop, boop.
a neurological flare doing that. I was like, my hand would just stop or it would drop. I was struggling, but I came back from it using that. Okay. But it comes back to diet and exercise. It's those two things. Those will improve your brain function. You don't have to be addlepated just because you're 95 years old. I don't believe that at all. Yeah.
I agree. I think
I'm
that
passionate about this one.
I see that, and that's good. But I also think you said something that kind of goes both ways, which is some people have this mentality of I only have like they may be to the point where they may be seeing the the end coming, and they think, well, I don't want the rest of my life to suck, so they say I don't want to work out. I'm gonna get my six pack and my do all the things and party on my way out, because instead of having 20 good years, I'll take 10 wild years or whatever. Like some people have that mentality because
It's not
unfortunately,
fun though.
right. And I was just
I've
gonna, we're
done
gonna
it.
pick that apart a little bit, but like unfortunately, there are stories of like that guy who did everything right and was great shape and stuff, and then he slips on his kid's roller skate and and he's dead. So like there's those stories, and so you think, well, hey, you could die tomorrow at the gym, so why not, you know, and like that is a compelling argument, but the thing is, you're right, it's not fun because you're dragging your body through every day and trying to function when you're like deficient on all these things and dehydrated and stuff. So I can't imagine doing that as an old timer like Ozzy.
It's an investment. You know what I mean? Like make the investment as soon as you realize. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50. At the point that you are aware, you have to make that investment.
Hmm.
And for women, this is not emphasized enough. Build muscle. Okay, like
Yes.
I'm in the struggle bus in my 50s now. If you start building the muscle, the younger you start, the better. At least by your 40s. Because over 50, it gets harder, you guys. But the more muscle you build, and particularly these load bearing exercises, it builds our bone health too, you guys.
Mm.
Lift stuff
That's why I
because
want
you
the
don't want to
weights.
break a
Yeah.
hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
break a
do.
hip.
Yeah.
Look, you know how many? It's a huge percentage. I'm not going to look it up, but it's a pathetically huge percentage of women in particular are prone to hip breaks when they get older in your 80s and 90s. It's a huge percentage who never get out of a wheelchair again. You don't want that. Okay?
Do you think it's a sex thing in the homes in the
Sorry, that sounded
you
weird.
think it's
Yeah,
like a
I
nursing home sex thing where they break the hip by
well, women are
accident?
more women are more prone to their bone health degrading. Osteoporosis is seen more often in women, and I don't know exactly why that is. I can't remember, but maybe because most women have
Pregnancy
babies,
too. Yeah.
the
Hmm.
baby will draw what they need, and you lose it.
You got a straw
Yeah.
from right from your bone marrow, just taking it right out. Just
Now, I didn't have children, so maybe I've got an advantage there, but there's other health issues that happen if you don't too, so you just don't know. But
oh,
yeah, lift
gross.
stuff, build muscles. Titanium hips, yeah.
There are ways to work
Um,
your legs without putting too much pressure on the that joint. I guess there's some you have to look up. And
form
that's
is
one thing.
important.
That's the things I think most people don't have a lot of like different exercises floating around in their mind and
Yeah.
a sort of a ready list of like what to do, how to exercise. Even me, like I kind of just kind of go haphazardly through the gym and try this and try that. Eventually, though, I'll get myself into more of a routine because right
Yeah.
now I'm just getting myself used to being as that active again. And like I told you earlier, like it has today, I was like, oh man, I went another little while on the elliptical and stuff, and I'm like, and I like the elliptical because of the low impact on the
Yeah.
joints. It's kind of why I like it. Plus the full body. You know,
Some things being
um,
routine is good, but also remember that it's important to surprise your body
shock
with
the
certain
system.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
CT Fletcher teaches this. That if you do something unexpected, your gains are much better. It's the reason you want to do like if you do drop sets, that's cool, but you can also have somebody else put an unknown amount of weight, like if you're doing a bench press, because then you don't know, it could be 10 pounds or it could be 100 pounds. And that not knowing, you're not mentally prepared for it. And so your body actually has to work harder. That's very important to do stuff that's unexpected. Yeah.
Hmm. I do. So maybe I shouldn't have said routine. What I meant was an exercise routine. Still seems to work there, but there's another word for it, like a list of exercises, and you want
Yeah.
to change it up, and you want to, you want to, like you said, surprise your muscles, but still have some structure. And I felt kind of a little bit uh, unorganized when I go to the gym. I'm like, well, I know I want to work
Mhm.
this and I want to work that. But I did a little leg exercises today because I'm like, I don't feel like I need a lot of leg work, but I probably should anyway for the things that I'm
Yeah.
not thinking about. Yeah,
Legs
maybe
are super important.
I
Yeah.
might still think my legs are strong, but that doesn't mean anything with all of the stabilizers and the twisting and the turning. And I found that out firsthand when I went to Taekwondo last week and we're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a lot of side kicks. Like I can
Yeah.
kick if I can kick forward in front of me above my head without jumping. I can just I can still do that. I can kick the front kick is still pretty good in the old
But the
chamber,
side.
but the side kick, man, those hips, like Rose is talking
Yeah.
about, she's got titanium hips, and man, like going to the side like that is such an awkward motion for your legs, and
She also mentioned a hammer toe. I feel you. I've got one. I broke a toe when I was 7, and they didn't believe me that it was broken, so it wasn't stabilized anyway, so it healed like that, and I get you. That's very it's painful. So it's one of the things that I just live with chronically, but you can get physical therapy even for your toes. Most people don't know that, your toes and your feet. You can get PT for that, and they can help you strengthen stuff so that it's less painful and more stable. Just as a matter of information, it's part of what I'm working on.
it's crazy how important feet are to our health when there are people that don't
Yeah.
have any. Like
Yeah.
you can remove two legs and still live a full life, but if you have your two legs, there's a whole lot important going on in there, and the same thing goes
Yes.
with many any other parts that you could lose. I'm not saying that, but my point is with your feet, you're on your feet all your most of your life if you can walk, and you're just all this pressure on these two little points of contact, and we
You don't realize you're using your toes. You know what they told me? Uh, Rose, it can happen because of us ladies, in particular, shoes. You know,
Hmm.
crunch your feet
Keeps
because we don't
crunching. All
know
of our
how the
shoes are
feet
bad
behave.
about this. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but they told me you're not engaging your toes correctly. I'm all, every time I turn around, I'm having to relearn how to walk correctly or walk at all. And that was a weird one. I was like, okay, how do we fix it?
Did I show you? I think you've been on since we showed those shoes that are. There's like water shoes and surfer shoes and stuff, but now they keep getting further into where the shoe goes around each toe and like a fitted
I can't
shoe.
wear those. Like in Gingy
Um,
socks and the toe. Yeah, I can't wear those.
well, those are supposed to be in response to the issue with our shoes all crunching
Yeah,
our toes all the time, and
they're
I
a bit
just
much though,
I
because then
know
you got friction in your toes.
I can't bring myself to pull the trigger on that one, and I'm like,
Um,
but they supposedly have
foot,
grounding involved with them too. There's like a piece of copper in there, and anyway,
uh, foot shaped shoes though. I forget the brand. I've got some that
there's a
are
few of them.
zero drop, so they're flat, but they widen out because I have a wide toe and normal width heel anyway. But yeah, a foot shaped shoe so that it's a little wider. Topo is a wider shoe in the toe. I don't like their quality as much. But doctor said that muscles on one side of the leg is weak, other side is what caused it.
That caused it. Hmm.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've got a lot of imbalances that they're addressing in PT. Like at one point my grip strength was lower in my dominant hand. So I mean, you almost have to have a professional evaluate what's going on in physical therapies where it happens, sports medicine specifically. Skechers,
Plus,
they're okay.
some of it is people don't buy new shoes. Uh, and they think, well, I can still fit in these, and maybe you don't.
Your foot changes.
Maybe you need better. Maybe different shoes is a big thing, and the arch and the we talked about this before, but the what the shoes are made of too. That's another issue
Yeah.
altogether. But anyway,
Mostly I wear Ultra. I wear Ultra trail shoes.
ultra.
I've got a few other brands, but Ultra is my go-to now, and they are a 4.3 millimeter drop. So they have a slight heel lift, and that was mostly to heal the plantar fasciitis and the Achilles tendon irritation. I needed to bring it down because so much lift all the time, like most shoes have,
Mm.
everything shortens up and it's a problem. So yeah, I
Wait,
started
wait.
stretching
So
and wearing those.
lift causes what?
You end up with tendons and ligaments that should be at a certain length, they tend to start shortening up. So with
Oh.
plantar fasciitis, the fascia on the bottom of your foot is too tight.
Uh-huh.
And I had to do some very painful stretching and physical therapy and cortisone injections that were a level of pain I can't describe to stop that problem. And I
Mm,
don't want it to come back.
I'm
So
having a
I wear
similar
close
thing
to zero drop.
talked about,
Yeah.
but
I don't recommend zero drop because most of us who have those problems can't quite handle that.
we need some
But
arch,
if
don't we? I thought we needed some arch.
well,
What
no,
do we
that's arch. We're talking about the heel.
zero drop? What does that
So
mean?
zero drop is going to be level.
Right.
So
I'm thinking of the arch when
4.3.
you say that. Like there's no
No,
just
no, not the arch,
level
the heel.
heel.
So let's say the heel
Okay.
is here. A zero drop is going to be level. A
From the
4.3
toe.
millimeter is going to come up just a little bit on the heel.
I see. So it
Yeah,
doesn't raise your whole foot up and have
mm,
you crunched forward like that. I see.
just the heel a little bit. And Ultra has the 4.3 millimeter in some of their models. And they are a trail shoe. They're not cheap, but you can get them on Amazon. Get like last year's model,
Mm.
half price, that kind of thing.
You
Yeah.
can get him as a man too if you want to get a few extra inches of height. Shouts out to Ron DeSantis for wearing these cowboy boots to give him like I don't know how many inches of height.
Rose,
Wow.
yeah, cortisone injections are like I've had them in my shoulders before. I had a Kenalog injection for an SI joint injury one time before. Absolutely none of those injections are anything comparable to getting them in the side of your heel across your foot for the fascia. And Yeah. I would
Cortisol
do it again if I had to, but I would like to avoid it.
doesn't sound fun. Hey, what's up,
That
Kyle?
was a lot of clenched teeth through that.
Kyle, you need to come find us on the Rumble, my guy. I got you on the door prize. We're about to spin it here in a few minutes. Having a good conversation today about a lot of things, Tala. So it's been good. I'm feeling hopeful though because the sun is shining more every day,
Yeah.
and it's just making it feel like that you just have that, you know. And then uh, also, I'm happy to get more sunshine because I'm one of those hermits that just want to not a hermit, but more of a hibernating when it's cold out and it's winter time. I just don't like to go anywhere, do anything.
78 today.
Wow.
It's going to be 86 by Friday. We're going to
Yeah.
dip back down to the upper 60s a little bit. It's up and down. It'll be like that through April. It can snow in the mountains here through April. So
I
we'll
heard
see.
Texas is similar to where like the weather like you never know when you're gonna get like a solid week of winter and that's about it. And I'm like, okay, you never know when.
Winter usually hits us in January and February.
Rose
It's
says my
been mild
doctor,
this year.
sorry, my doctor wanted to give me one in my thumb for arthritis, and I said hell no. Oh, cortisone in the thumb. Isn't cortisone a
I have
pain reliever?
had
What's cortisone for again exactly?
anti-inflammatory.
Oh,
I
cortisone, like
needed
the
to
same
interrupt
thing
the
that you
pain.
produce when you like a runner produces too much cortisone or something like that.
Well,
Is that
it's
different?
different
Different
because
cortisone?
it can be dysfunctional in your body, but it does serve a purpose. But
Hmm.
it's just how much, like your cortisol response that causes belly fat, the swelling and all of that.
Right.
That's a problem. That's stress causing that. Yeah.
That's what I've been
I
trying to
had what
figure
they
out,
call
Tala. What's been going on? Is it stress
I
or is there
had
little worms in there hanging out inside of my gut?
um I had what they call lupus arthritis, so inflammation in my hands, and I'm happy to say that I'm sitting here today, again, over a year keto. My hands don't hurt anymore. This has been decades, okay? This is amazing. But I had what they call Decorvain's tenosynovitis. And the only treatment is load management. In other words, stop using it. You got to immobilize it for a while. You got to wear a brace. And it's pain in that thumb. This whole area just burned. I couldn't use my thumbs. Um, I would never even consider asking a doctor for a cortisone injection in that area. Thank you.
I mean, like it's your thumb. You could just. Okay, I'm probably sounding really ignorant, but I mean, I'd definitely be putting that in a bowl full of ice water. That'll lower some inflammation for sure.
A little bit, but it doesn't resolve it. You literally have to stop moving and using it for a couple weeks.
Mm.
And there's no other treatment. I had a physical therapist who had the condition himself and told
You're
me,
supposed to be
I'm
in the
being straight
kennel.
with you. Uh-oh.
Did you get
He
Did you
was
get
like,
out
"There's
somehow?
no other." He said, "There's no other way to." He goes, "I've been through it myself." I was like, "Dude, like I'm an artist. I'm active. I work out. How am I supposed to not use my thumb? Like I
Hmm.
use my thumb on my phone." You know,
It'd be hard to not do it conscious, like to unconsciously or subconsciously just do it.
you have to wear a
Um,
brace.
yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Um, I feel like there's a whole lot of injuries that are something that you have to baby, and there's a whole lot of other injuries that is something that you have to work out, and it's like
Yep.
hard to know which one's which. And it turns out that my
When you're
shoulder is
hypermobile,
actually
yeah.
right. That too.
I told my PT, I said, "Okay, how do I target muscles for strength while not overloading my connective tissues that are hypermobile, and yet targeting my connective tissues with time under tension to strengthen them? How do we do this? It's not easy."
I We talked about it last week, I believe, but man, I still fantasize about doing the ice bath,
Yes,
jumping in the.
I love it.
It's hard.
Look,
It's hard
work
to
up
follow.
to it. This is what I do. My daily routine when I take a shower in the morning, I get really heated up. I like hot showers. So just before I'm done with the shower, I turn it to as cold as I can tolerate, not what's comfortable, as cold as I can tolerate for 1 to 2 minutes. And then I switch it back to warm so that I'm not teeth chattering when I get out. And believe me, that will condition you, because when my water heater went out, I wasn't wanting to drive anywhere to take a shower. I took some cold showers here at home. I was able to do it because I've already done that. Yeah.
So you're kind of describing the effect of like jump in the hot tub, jump in the cold water, then jumping back in the hot tub.
Similar.
Yeah, I don't know if I do something like that, but I haven't gone like full cold yet. I just do a little chillier. In the summertime, it's a lot easier to have a cold shower, that's for sure. But
Yeah. But I was
okay,
doing that going into winter. It was November.
oof.
I was like, it's morning. I need a shower. I don't want to drive to a gym or anything. I'm just going to grit my teeth and deal with it.
Well, I definitely did that more as a younger man. It's like, oh, but more, it was like I think I told you that story, but it wasn't for exercise or for like inflammation. It was just like I'll do it. I'll jump in. Hey, Big Mike in the house. Just in time, Mikey. I'm gonna add everybody on the wheel one more time for the from Rumble. So if you want to get back on the wheel one more time, comment on the Rumble, hit the hashtag
Rose,
WGW.
it depends on the type of arthritis. If it's rheumatoid arthritis, it actually does help because that's an inflammatory condition. Osteoarthritis, not so much, but it depends on if there's inflammation. Yeah.
Mike, no offense, I'm only adding you once because you just got here. It would be kind of weird for me to add you twice at the end here. But yeah, thanks everybody for the comments and the hashtags. Hashtag First Light Warrior, Miss Tala. Um, through life experience, we can learn a lot from each other. We don't have to be medical experts in order to be curious and to do some research. This goes with anything, but always be ready to be wrong. You know what I mean? But still do some of your own research. You can't just expect the guy in the white coat or the woman in the white coat to just know everything for you, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll spin this. Somebody might not be here, so we'll spin it a couple times. Um, Anything else that you want to talk about, Tala? I actually I already wrote down which story we stopped at, so we're not going back to the list this time. But we could get back to
Well,
the
just
aliens. What's that?
I do want to remind everybody I have a Substack that's very important to me. It's going to be more important as we get farther into the year. Um, my podcast is mainly what I'm going to be promoting because there's going to be new episodes on there. Um, I would like to have some more paid subscribers on Substack, but you don't have to. You can just subscribe and look at the free content and decide whether you want to step that up. So I always let people know I have free content. I'm not excluding people who can't afford to subscribe yet.
Yeah, I think people. I don't know where I was going with that, but there's definitely a reason to have the free content, but there's also a reason to have a little bit of privacy on a little more exclusive
Yeah.
stream. In fact,
It's beneficial, like I need the income. That's what I'm working on, but also I go a little more in depth. There's maybe stories that I won't tell unless somebody's willing to pay for it, because we all know what media is like, right? So if you want to go more in depth on my background and stories, you're going to find it behind the paywall. That's what it boils down to. Now,
I've
I'll
always, I'm
give more
always
there.
right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what do I hold back? What do I put out there? Because I'm still trying to grow to the point where it even matters to do private things. But it's like I don't know, it's a give and take because I don't always want to be public. So sometimes I'll just go live on locals and say hi to whoever stops through.
I'm about to start doing subscriber spaces on X because I have 5 subscribers. You can do subscriber spaces if they're the only ones. If they pay, they can come in and they can talk to you. Yeah.
If you only have 5, you could use it like a round table, like a almost like try to get them in as moderators of your subscriber community or something like that. Because less people means that you can have a little more intimate conversation about what do we want to do with this, community, that kind of
I
thing.
wish they would give us private communities, but the communities are public. It's weird.
Dawn, I'm pretty sure I typed her name in before she commented. I just saw that she was watching. If you're here, Dawn, comment. Debbie Pot, comment in the chat, and I'll put you on the wheel. Anybody else watching that's not on the wheel yet, comment below. Mess came in for 2 different accounts. Thanks, Mess. Yeah, I've had this runner going across the top because for some reason it helps. For some reason it motivates people. I don't know what it is. They see a thing that says do this, and they go, "Hey, hit the like button. I got it." Um, all right,
It's eye
Dawn.
catching, you know.
Yeah, they need to like give us some options though, because just the white and with the comments and stuff, it makes it drowns them out. You can't tell which one's
Can't
which.
customize
Yeah.
it. That's a shame.
Napping most of the day, Big Mike. That's okay. Nothing wrong with it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it once in a while.
I did that recently. I had a day where I was just like, "No, I'm crashing out."
I did
I
get
think it
my.
was after a rough physical therapy appointment or something, like the day after.
I'll probably crash out tonight. Man, I literally woke up 3 times at least. That's not that much, but not the end of the world. But man, the dog just non like the entire night.
Hmm. My week has been a little weird, like, normally, I have the house to myself by Monday evening, and he wasn't feeling well, so since he drives a truck, when you're driving a truck, you have to be at your best, so he took a couple days off. So I was like I told him, I said, 10:45, quiet.
I couldn't imagine driving a truck these days, like with all the restrictions and all the you know GPSing you and all the things like, oh, you stopped at this gas station too long, and just these little things that they. I mean, maybe he doesn't have all that, but
Oh, no, it's all electronic now, but, I mean, he's required to take certain breaks. It's not, you were there too long, it's, no, you have to be stopped for X amount of time, yeah.
all right, Rose is here. Congrats, Rose. Thanks for hanging out. And Mikey said he's getting over an infection. Mikey, I hope it's clearing up, brother.
Uh, yeah, that's what he's dealing with, so must be
Yeah,
that
gotta
time of
have
the year.
rest. Gotta have rest for that. And it's funny because one reason that we don't feel hungry when we're sick, and I don't know if you and I talked about this, is that your body, and this is why fasting is good for your body, is that your body is repairing itself and
Yes.
healing while with when there's no food. When there's food, it's almost like, oh, we're busy right now. We got
Takes
this other stuff
energy,
going on. Yeah.
digestion, yeah.
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 Take this off here.
With fasting, like, the longer you fast, your body goes into that mode of, getting rid of toxins and dead cells and all of that, yeah.
So let me just tell you something else that I did recently for my mental health. I'm not sure if it was good for it or bad for it, but I went to the
How much good could that do?
right. I went to the local comedy club Friday to an open mic night. I thought it was an open mic night, but it was actually $10 to get in, and there was a bunch of local like open mic headliner kind of like low level. And I thought, is that what they're doing? It's open mic, but they have the list, and I wasn't quite sure what was happening, but I went by myself, and I sat there, and it was like nothing made me laugh. Nothing like there was some funny stuff, but it wasn't like belly roll laugh. Like it was enough to get me to smile, you know. And maybe that's just me, but I think partly is because I was by myself. And when you're by
Yeah.
yourself at a comedy club, like you feel kind of weird laughing, honestly. And this a couple times comedians were making cracks at the end guy though. He was definitely not happy with me. Like this guy, I can't nothing, still nothing. Still, he looks over one time like it's still nothing. Like anyway, and so like my point is, I've been writing, and I don't know. Probably going to do something with it eventually. We did a show previously with Fire in the Hole. Shouts out a few of them in the chat. I guess we're all in Fire in the Hole. It's in the chat. But our friend Bean, and he came to Illinois with a bunch of us, and we did this big show at a comedy club. So I'm thinking that could be a fun, way to I don't know, change it up a bit, like we talked about with the muscle groups. Change it up a bit, do
Yeah.
some live in person shows. I think it'd be fun. And the reason I said mental health is like, um, joke writing is an interesting thing, because you're kind of analyzing things and you're looking at stuff in different angles. And I do that stuff already. And you're like, well, why is that funny? Okay, and you write stuff down. Anyway, it's been kind of I guess helpful. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't describe it otherwise. But I'm going to write down real quick before we go anywhere. I'm going to write down this week's winners. Kayla, you've got 29 coupons now. 29. Cullen, you won a game night ticket earlier this week, so I got you written down already on the game. We got a new game this Sunday, Tala. New game. I still have to create it. My mind hasn't come up with it yet, but it's close. It's close. I check in on it once in a while, and I'm like, somewhere in there, okay. And I come back later. I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
Ideas.
Yeah,
It's the
and
way I
it's like,
work on my podcast topics, it's like I have to make notes though, because I've had the thing of I'm in the shower in the morning and I'm thinking about stuff and I got an idea and then I don't write it down or put it in a note. And later I'm all, oh, what was that? It was so
yeah,
inspirational. What was it? Yeah,
that
I hate
happens
that.
to me all the time. Yeah, I hate that too. Uh, Diane, where are you at on here? Diane had won twice. Ronaldo, you now have 13 coupons. Diane might not be on this page anymore. The Sprout Bucks. Been giving out a lot of Sprout Bucks. She might be on that page. Oh, yeah, Diane has 46, 47 Sprout Bucks now. 47.
Today
And,
is going to be a second cup of coffee day.
yeah, I'm feeling pretty good after the gym this morning and playing some. Um, oh, poop. What was that? I
I
just
just have a
scribbled.
feeling I probably didn't sleep long enough, just like I was up late, so it kind of throws me off. 5 hours, 20 minutes, not quite enough. It was
Um,
weird. I had somebody, a friend who texted me yesterday morning. It was like after 7:30 a.m. and they were apologizing because it was early. I'm all, it's not early for me.
right. Early for
It's
who?
all good.
All right.
Early for me would be, why are you texting me at 4:30 a.m.?
I know there's people that go to the gym that early, and man, I just can't. That's not. If I had to work, I guess at some point in the morning, maybe I could do it before that, but it's just too early
It's
for me.
quiet hours there. It's like there's less people there, so that's the appeal of it. If you've got a 24-hour gym, yeah.
But if you can go at
Parks too.
9:30 or
Parks are
10,
deserted.
look, if you go 10 in the morning, your gym's most likely deserted also because it's daytime. People are at work, and
Oddly, the activity is up at 24-hour at 10 a.m.
during the day.
thereabouts, yeah.
Man, I was sweating today, unusually, because not just because of the gym, but I was playing a game on the MetaQuest where, and I'll try not to get too nerdy on this, but I do want to tell you about it because I'm like I started this new MMO, massively multiplayer online game, which is where you can actually
I
um,
used to game.
socialize
Mhm.
with people, right? Well, I started out, I'm messing around, I'm running around, I'm level 14, like, okay, what can I do? Well, I come across this guy who's this like big boss who's level 55. Well, he glitches out where he can't, he just like standing there. And so the reason I'm telling you all this, not because you might be interested in the game, but because he glitches out. And so I thought, oh, I'm gonna get so much experience if I kill this guy because he can't hit me. He's like what he can one shot me. He can hit me one time and I'm gone, right? but he was glitched. It was like a newer, it's like an early game, and so he's just like stuck there, standing there. And so I'm sitting there, and remember, this is the meta quest, so I'm swinging my arms with my weapons at this guy nonstop, and it's just taking little bits on little bits on. Like I almost thought I was going to be late to the show today because I was going, I'm so close. I'm going to take this guy out because it's going to be like this. I'm going to game the system a little bit by doing that, and it was a lot of exercise. I'm over like, and then I noticed about halfway through that it was giving me these instructions. If you go in this direction, you'll do more damage. If you do this, and it kept moving directions. And so at one point, I'm upside down doing this, and then I'm doing this, and just man, getting my whole core was getting a good workout with all that. You know what I mean?
This is way
Anyway,
more active than any gaming I ever did.
that's what I'm saying, and I used to do all that gaming, and yeah, it's very you're lethargic. You're sitting in a chair. You're having
Mouse,
snacks. Just the
using a mouse.
mouse. You get your
Now
mouth.
you got
Your wrist starts to hurt.
carpal
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah,
Had to
yeah.
get an ergo mouse.
And I loved gaming, but I'm telling you, you got to try this sometime. I guess you might not be able to do the motion part of it, but really, if you can handle the motion sickness part of it, which for most people does happen at first, but then they kind of you get used to it, get better with it. But there are people that have the vertigo and have things that you just
Yeah.
can't do it, which sucks.
I stopped gaming as part of it because like I'm very good at it. That's the problem. And so I would put way too many hours into it. So
But
I
that's the
stopped.
thing. But that's the thing. You can justify it now by
No,
turning it into exercise,
no.
and it's
It's
just
better if I go
insane.
outside.
Okay, so but I am going to show you something at some point. I'll send you a video. Maybe I'll record it. There's a game I have that's a boxing game where you're not boxing a person. You have these balls coming at you at randomly all over the place, and you're just you're doing all that. Like it's a lot of exercise.
I
Think of
I hit actual stuff.
I know, but you get the gamification of it anyway. You can't. There's nobody's giving you points every time you hit that. Although your body does get points, right?
Well, we do challenges in the speed bag community, like, 3-minute roll challenge. I got to do 4 minutes next. We
Oh,
actually have little challenges we put out.
3 minutes does sound pretty tough. You got your arms up the whole time. Whack, 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 whack.
People
Yeah,
don't realize
I'd like to get
holding
one.
your arms up is a workout if you're not used to it. Now you got to do this. Yeah.
Kayla, you did try VR, didn't you? Well, look, if you tried just once and you don't and you didn't like it, but you also don't have any sort of a like vertigo or any actual condition, I would say maybe give it a try again because for the most part it's your just mind isn't used to it. My mind still trips out sometimes when I'm doing certain things. Like if I go up to there's some games where you can go up and climb the side of a mountain or climb this hill or climb a building, and you go climbing that building and you look down, like your brain is telling you like like you're feeling this weird like balance, and it's not like a
I've
sick
seen
it's not
videos of people like running into stuff.
well
They get
that's
all freaked
yeah
out.
yeah it happens. Yeah, it's a funny thing, but I think it is really cool how it's keeping people active or getting people more active
Yeah.
with the gaming. Now I don't know about other VR players, but I'm not like I might be able to play it for a couple hours, which is probably still too long. But I'm not going to be able to do that for the same amount of time that I used to be able to sit at the computer, and actually.
Yeah.
And that's another reason I want those weighted the wrist weights and the leg weights because man, I could really get a lot more out of that swinging my
You should.
arm
I'll send
nonstop.
you. I'll send you a link if you've never had a set. I would really encourage you to get egg weights because they are great for walking, for running, for a lot of stuff. And in my opinion, this particular company, they're the best on the market. And they make larger ones they're not just 1 pound weights. They make 2 pound and I think three. Yeah.
But I couldn't do that though with the VR because my controller's gonna be in my hands. I need the wrists. I need the
For
wrist.
other
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right. I tell you what, I did have there's some like attachments that are heavy. These attachments that my controllers can go into that make each controller look like a handgun. not like realistically, but like a game handgun, and also adds a lot of weight. Like it adds this barrel on the end of your controller basically, and it adds so much weight that I couldn't even play with them. Not because they were too heavy, but because you go slamming into each other with them. Because normally your controllers don't really hit each other because you have a lot of space. But when each controller has this like barrel on the end of it, and I'm doing things, well, bam, and it's just these two heavy pieces of plastic slamming into each other. Like, no, can't do that. But it was a lot of weight anyway. I'm rambling. Let's get out of here. Tala, it's been fun. Everybody, thanks for coming in. We got 28 in the house all of a sudden, guys.
Wow.
Make sure you hit the notification bells. Make sure you follow Tala and myself. And if you haven't done so, check your notification bell and see if it's not set to all notifications, because we've talked about a lot of stuff. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes in. So if you would try to check that out, if you're interested in finding the part of the show where it's like, I don't know, like we're in it, I don't know how to describe it, but like the more solid, more structured part
A lot
of
of
the
good
show.
info today.
Not just like the end where we're wrapping things up and bullshitting. And so yeah, make sure you got that, and if you could hit the buttons on the way out. Thanks everybody. And go check out Tala. Like she said earlier, she's going to be putting out more episodes of her podcast. And are you having guests on that, or is it just going to be a
solo podcast? Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a good way to start. I think everyone should get comfortable talking by themselves on camera, because otherwise.
And you and I both have experience with that, so.
Well, that not only that, but there's a lot of people that talk by themselves on camera, but rely on the chat. Like, you got to have something to say, otherwise I have nothing to say, and you can't do that either because it doesn't work out in the end. But
yeah.
All right, back to the ramble. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock on People in the Boxes. I believe nobody's objected yet, but we're going to talk about the dangers of water. It's such a necessity, but there's a lot of danger involved with water. So we're going to get into it. And we've got a new guest, I think, coming on tomorrow. So we need to have Tala come on sometime on People in the Boxes, but I'll keep poking you until you do. Anyway, we'll see you later. Remember, let me get this banner off the screen. There we go. Remember, everybody's got to eat, guys. See you later. Thanks again, Tala. Peace. Good night.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro setup, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's here.